Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about Dynamics 365 Business Central 2024 Release Wave 2 new features. So the Business Central version is 25, and I'm going to use this preview version to show you some of the most interesting new features in the 2024 Release Wave 2. I feel like in this release, Microsoft focused on the improvement for the Microsoft Shopify connector and also the Copilot feature. And they also introduced a new module for the subscription billing. And another new module I feel like they introduced is for the sustainability, because that to avoid the greenhouse effect globally, the global warming, and there's lots of countries have issued legislation regarding the greenhouse gas emission or the carbon fee. So I'm gonna start with the first feature I want to talk about is the Power Platform. It's the auto-apply templates when you synchronize data with Dataverse. So in this version, if you go to the integration table and in integration table mapping, you can use a template when you synchronize the data between Business Central and Dynamics 365 Sales. So you could see there's a new field, two new fields introduced here. One is called table config templates, and another one is the integration table config templates. So the table config templates is meant for the template you want to use for Business Central tables. And the integration table config templates is on the other side. It's on Dynamics 365 Sales, for which template when you synchronize the data between from Business Central to the target table, which is the integration table on Dynamics 365 Sales, what template you want to use. And this table template, which means when you synchronize the data from Dynamics 365 Sales to Business Central, what template do you want to use when create the data in Business Central? So similar concept, like in Business Central, there's a template like a customer template, item template, vendor template you can use when create those master data. Similar like that concept. So when you synchronize the data through Dataverse between Business Central and Dynamics 365 Sales, you can also use this template to synchronize your master data. So like this case, I am using this business to business customer, this as a template. I can use another one. So you can set up multiple templates here to use, and you can give them a priority when you use them to create master data. Similar on the other end, you can select the template you want to use when you synchronize the data from Business Central to the Dynamics 365 Sales. You can select a template for when the data apply to the Dataverse for Dynamics 365 Sales, what template can be used there. So I feel like they're just more convenient for you to synchronize the data between the two business applications, Dynamics 365 business applications. I will not go through each features. I will just pick the ones I feel like the interesting ones. So another thing which is good is like they have some new reports introduced for financial reporting, and actually you can go to there's a demo tool called the Contoso demo tool. And when you go to this demo tool, there's a bunch of things you can see here for different modules in Business Central. And actually, you could see, we have all the modules applied, the demo data applied here. But if you didn't, then you can say generate, and you can generate the setup data for that module you want to see the demo data. So with this tool, and after you apply the finance, the data for the finance module, then you can go to your financial reports. And for the financial reports, you will see there's some new financial reports applied. So Microsoft created a bunch of new financial reports as a template you can use to create your own reports, like this one, trial balance. And there's a few trial balance and income statement, like this one, income statement, detailed income statement summarized, and balance sheet. They also have the balance sheet, detailed balance sheet summarized. Those are the new reports with this demo data. So that's more convenient for you to create those financial reports. And another thing here is like what I mentioned, there's a new module introduced, which is called subscription billing, because more and more businesses, they're doing the recurring billing, could be monthly, could be bi-weekly, based on their billing period for the subscriptions. And you can have annual subscription, you can have monthly subscription. And so in this version, and if you just search subscription, then there's a bunch of stuff coming up. Since Microsoft does not have any detailed documentation for how to use this subscription module yet, I was just playing around with this module. Like I was setting up the usage data subscription, and you can start by just typing in subscription. Now you could see there's a bunch of stuff coming up. So first you can set up connect subscription to a service object. So I set up a supplier. So think about like you are a Microsoft partner, you are setting the subscription from Microsoft for Business Central to your customers. Then your supplier will be Microsoft, and then you may sell it to some other customers. Then you can set up the customer number, and you may have it billed maybe monthly or annually. Depends on how you want to charge the customer, how you set up it with the customer. And then from here, there behind the scene, you will have a usage data subscription created. And also you will, from this usage data subscription, if you go to the suppliers, you could see I have a usage data supplier. I set it up. And from here, there's some settings also you have to set up, because when let's say when Microsoft sends you the invoice for the Business Central subscription, then you can bill your customer. Then actually when you import that data, so you need to have a data exchange definition set up. So with this release, there's a pre-built out-of-box usage-based billing data exchange definition you can use. Let's take a look how it looks like. So it has some data for customer ID, name, subscription ID, all these amount, all these different information. But what I see seems like it's missing is the length. It didn't define the length for each field. So that could be why when I tested this, it didn't. It just got an arrow on the line. So let's go back here, and when I tested the subscription, so you can go there, and then you could see there's a usage data imports, and when I import it, I can click on import file to import, and it tells me the file that you're trying to import. The CSV file is different from it just from the blank. So it just kind of it's cut off. But I guess it's because that length in that data out-of-box data exchange definition wasn't defined. You have to define it yourself, probably. So I won't go in too deep because there's no detailed documentation for that module yet. When the detailed documentation from Microsoft come up, then you can dig into it and learn that new module. So another another big improvement on this version is I saw there's many features related to the Microsoft Shopify connector. And first thing, like previously in this Microsoft Shopify connector, when you synchronize your product data, it cannot synchronize the variants. It doesn't, because Shopify has the Shopify products has the product variants. So you can have a parent product. Under the parent product, and you can have multiple variants for that products. However, the previous structure for the synchronization using this Shopify connector doesn't support that variant structure. So in this version, Microsoft added that in this release. And if you go to your products, then you could see at the bottom pane, there's a Shopify variants. You could see add items as a Shopify variants. You can do it that way to add a variants. And also, there are some features related to the language translation. So if on your Shopify site, you are using multiple language, then you can set up the language. You can use the language translation within Business Central and synchronize the different language translations for your product data. So like in this case, if you go to the related and go to languages, then you have a refresh button, because on my Shopify, I have the language set up. If you go to my Shopify site and go to languages, you could see on my Shopify, I have two different languages set up here, Chinese simplified and French. So because that was set up that way, and when you click on refresh, it will retrieve those languages here. Then you could enable sync translations. So later, if in Business Central you keep the language translations for your items, for those master data, and then when you synchronize the product, those different language translations will be synchronized for simplified Chinese and French in my case. So that's an improvement for language translation. And also there's so Microsoft added this catalogs. So you can get the catalogs from your Shopify by retrieving it, and then you can synchronize the prices, the different prices for the catalogs. For the shipping information, previously, this Microsoft Shopify connector only has the setup on the Shopify shop card for the shipping fee. So if you look at the, you see here, where is that shipping fee? So it's just like you can only set up one shipping charge, and it doesn't. You cannot. It has to map to the GL account, and you cannot map it to anything else. So it's under the order synchronization processing fast tab. You can see this shipping charges account. You can only map it to a GL account. It doesn't give you any other option, like you cannot map it to a charge item, or you cannot map it to a resource. But in this version, Microsoft added, if you go to the shipment method mapping on the Shopify shop cart, then you could see Microsoft added different fields here. So the shipping charge type is where you can specify if you want to map it to an item, or if you want to map it to a charge item. It still doesn't support a resource. You still cannot map the shipping charge to resource, but it's already improvement. You can map it to a Business Central item or map it to a charge item beside the GL account. And you can specify, after you define the type, then you can define the related number for that type here. And also you can fill in the different shipping agent code and shipping agent service. When the sales order is created, it will be mapped to those shipping agent service and shipping agent by by the Shopify shipment methods like you get. So this is already improvement from what I can see. And also there's a very interesting feature introduced for this Shopify connector is so in the past you can only send invoice to if the order was if you retrieved orders from Shopify to Business Central, and you can ship and invoice it and send the information back to Shopify. However, if the order wasn't placed on Shopify site, let's say the same customer may place order on your Shopify website, or they can call your CSR or email your CSR to create a sales order within Business Central. So in the past, they can only see the information for the order if they place the order on your Shopify site. They cannot see the orders they ask you to place within your Business Central. So, but with this version, your Shopify customers, they will have capability to see. They will be able to see the orders they place both from your Shopify site and or they contact you place the order within Business Central. They can see both. How can you do that? Because if you create an order within Business Central as a sales order and ship and invoice it, then it can be synchronized back to Shopify by using the sync posted sales invoices, this feature. So let's say I have order here. So this is the order I retrieved from Shopify. And then this is the customer I used when I retrieved the order from Shopify. So let's go on to this customer. And then let's just create a new sales order for this customer within Business Central. And then post the invoice in Business Central. And then let's synchronize that invoice back. So, but prerequisite is like, if you want to synchronize it back, you have to make sure the items you put on the order has to exist on your Shopify products as well. Since I already synchronized all my Business Central items to Shopify, so all my items already exist on Shopify as a product. I'm just gonna pick one and then show you how that works. So I post this invoice. You can schedule a job for that batch job of sync posted sales invoice, but you can also manually do it by clicking on this button. So since I didn't set it up in the job queue entry, I'm just gonna click on this button to synchronize it. So be sure you have to the items you have on the order need to exist on the Shopify as a Shopify products. And the customer, since this is a customer already placed an order on your Shopify site, and we already have that order retrieved from Shopify. So this customer was created from Shopify. So that means the customer already exists and items exist. Both exist on Shopify site, so you should be able to synchronize the posted sales invoice back. Let's click on OK. And after you click on OK to synchronize the invoice for this customer, where you can go is you can go to the Shopify log entries to see what it tells you. So if it's successful, or if it's not successful. So you can see there's a bunch of things already happens in the log entries. And first is created a draft order and the draft order completed. And then it's created Shopify fulfillment order. And so that's it. So which means I should have a Shopify draft order created. So let's take a look on my Shopify. And actually you see there number 31003 is the one which we just did 11:58 p.m. But because it created this draft order. You see this just now. It created a draft order and then it created Shopify fulfillment order, which is this order 1003, is 415. It's the order we just placed. So that's how it works. But initially, when I did this, the thing is like if you have different currency between your Shopify site and your Business Central, then you will when you look at the error message, you will see something related to the currency. Currency does not exist on Shopify originally, because this Shopify site is created within Canada. The default, the out-of-box currency code was CAD, but my this Business Central environment is with the currency is USD. So then I had that issue. So that's why, in order to troubleshoot, since it didn't really tell you once it's completed synchronization of the posted sales invoice, it didn't give you an error at the end after that synchronization. So you have to go to our Shopify shop log. You have to go to the Shopify log entries within Business Central to check the API, to check the response, like what I did. So Shopify log entries, like you can look at these API request and response. So because this is kind of right, you can scroll up and down to see this is the response data. If it didn't say, like you see the user error right now, it didn't give you, it's blank, it's empty, right? So it didn't give you a user error, so which means it's successful. If it does, if it's not successful, then it will give you a user error. Then you could, depends on what user error is thrown, then you can troubleshoot yourself and then fix the setup. So that's how you can troubleshoot it. So that's a nice feature, because that would be great for your Shopify customers. They can see both the orders they place from your Shopify site and the orders they place through you within Business Central on the Shopify side. And another feature is the Shopify payment reconciliation. So in the cash receipt journal, Microsoft introduced a new function, and it's called Suggest Shopify Payments. When you run this, it will bring those Shopify payments, and if you have existing invoices for it, it will try to do some auto application for between the payment and the invoices. So that's something which is helping you for the reconciliation for the Shopify payments. And also in this version, Microsoft added, you can see there's a refund location priority. Instead of using the default return location, there's another option, original, which means you can return to the original location, because you could set up a return location here, and you have the default return location set up there. But if you have multiple Shopify locations, and if you have multiple Shopify locations, so it may not be just a return to the default location you set up on the Shopify shop cart. You may return it to the original location for that sales order. You may want to do that if you have multiple warehouses for fulfillment on Shopify side. So that's another feature for this Shopify connector. So that's about the Shopify connector improvement. And in this version, also there are some features for the improvement for the projects and the service modules. From what I can remember in the past, we can do the archiving for the sales order, for the purchase order, but we cannot do it for the service orders. So in this release, Microsoft introduced the archiving for the service order, service codes. You can see here, you can always archive it, and you can archive the service orders as well. And also so that's for the service, and there's an integration between the service management module within Business Central and the Dynamics 365 field service. That's a different application. So but in my preview sandbox, that feature is not available. But what you are supposed to see is if you just search Dynamics 365, you should see something like Dynamics 365 field service integration setup. So right now I only have sales integration setup, but you should have that once that feature is available. Then by using that integration, you can integrate your field service work order with your service order within Business Central. So that's an improvement for the service management. And another thing for the companies using services, you may also using the projects within Business Central. So if you are using projects, and you could see on the projects card, and you are able to create purchase order from the project card now. So if you go to actions functions, then you can click on create purchase orders. So this is for the replenishment for the items which are used on the project. So that's a new feature introduced for the project. And some other features for the project is like you can set up a location, and the location can be directed pick and put away location. So in the past, you cannot use those locations on the project to create a pick if the location is directed pick and put away location has that enabled. But in this version, if you go to your project planning lines, then you will be able to, like the white location, this warehouse location has the directed pick and put away enabled. So even in that, you can use that location here on the project planning line, and you can create a pick from there. So that's another feature for the project. And other feature for the project is you can we talked about we can create a purchase order, but we didn't really do it. You could see when you create a purchase order, you have that pop up, and you can see show the unavailability or show the availability, and then you can actually create a purchase order from here. If you click on OK, then you can now create purchase order without specifying. You have to select a vendor here. So let's just pick a vendor and click on OK. Then it's really creating a purchase order. So I didn't demo this piece. And if now you look at here, then you could see there will be a new purchase order created, which is open for that item for this remote pump. So that's a create a purchase order. I just mentioned it, but forgot to demo how that works. So that's the interesting things I think is for the service order and the projects, which is for those companies who use the services modules within Business Central. And there are a bunch of features related to the Copilot. And for example, you can use Copilot to do your bank account reconciliation. And if you go to your bank account reconciliation, then you could see there's a Copilot, and you have the reconcile this button, and you can click on this, and then you can select the bank, and then you can select the bank for the reconciliation, And also you can select import the statement for the reconciliation. So you must specify bank import format, at least one bank account, open the card of a bank account, or either choose action link to an online bank account, because I didn't link it. So I didn't link to an online bank account, so that's why it didn't let me to click on the import transaction data. But it's just like you have this button available, then you can link your bank, and then you can import the statement from that bank for the reconciliation. That's using Copilot. And talking about the Copilot, so the first thing is this Copilot and AI capabilities. So then you could see you can enable or you can activate or deactivate some features from here. But if you want to, what about like you don't want any of your users using Copilot within Business Central because you're afraid of like some confidential information got to released to your users. And so if you are using Business Central version 25, which is the release wave 2, 2024 release wave 2, and if you're a brand new Business Central user, then there's a button called Allow Data Movement. So that's a Boolean field. You can turn it on or off. So if you turn it off, then none of the Copilot features will be available to our users. But by default, Microsoft just have it on, which means if you're a brand new BC 25 version user, then Copilot is available, is on. And if you are using Business Central, a previous version like version 24, and you are upgraded to 25 by Microsoft rollout, then you will not see that Boolean field because that Microsoft just turn it on for you automatically. So then how you can deactivate it, how you can disable Copilot, then you can go to privacy, notice status, then you can you see this Azure OpenAI, then you can say disagree for everyone. Once you say disagree for everyone, nobody can use it. If you just want to control specific feature for Copilot, then you can just deactivate the specific feature from this Copilot and AI capabilities. That's how you can do it. And so there's a bunch of interesting Copilot features, but because in this preview version, it's not available. So those Copilot features will be available in the October public preview. It's October or later, so I don't have it in my preview version in this environment. But there are some features like you can use the Copilot to create item variants, and you can use the Copilot like if you are on a sales document, like a sales order. So previously, if you are on a Canadian localization of this Business Central, you have that already available. So you can go to a sales order, and the sales order, then you can sales line, you can see that icon, then you can type in your criteria to insert the sales lines. Then let's say the items with specific categories, then you want to add all of them to the sales lines, then you can just have that criteria in. Then but I don't have it available on this version because this is a US localization. So then you will see on the sales line, you will see that Copilot button there. Then you can suggest the lines by using natural language to type in something of your criteria to generate the lines. Then it will add them all there. And also there's a features for Copilot available for number series. You can use Copilot to help you to generate a number series. If you go to also in this, I do not have it available in this preview version. So you can go to later, if you have available, you can go to actions and generate And when you click on generate, you can have the Copilot to generate the number series according to the criteria you define there. And also you can chat to you can use Copilot, for example, to you have different extensions installed within Business Central, and like those maybe not from Microsoft, if from some other SVs, then you don't know how to use it, then you can chat with Copilot to ask Copilot how to use specific features for that extension. So that's also Copilot. And I also mentioned you can use the Copilot to create item variants. And so on the item card, you will see something. Let's just go, because I don't have that feature available. So let's just go to this description here. Create item variants. Let's see, where is it? Create product information faster. So let's see here. So you can go to the item variants. So it tells you, can help you to add items by reusing the information from a similar item, like reusing the information such as the variance, unit measure, substitutions, dimensions. And you could see under the item variants, then you will have this suggest variance, this Copilot feature there. And then by using your criteria, then you can suggest the item variance generated based on the similar items. So then you could see there's a bunch of variants automatically generated. Yeah. So that's a feature available. With that release will be October 2024. So that's why I don't have it in this preview environment. And so regarding the administration, how easily in this version it will help you for the administration. Some of the features are also not available in this environment, but there's something which is very interesting. Like so previously you can only manage the apps which is global, which means it's installed from app stores from the admin portal. So if I go to my admin, you can only manage those. So if I go to this environment and I go to all the apps, so only those global extensions, then you can say install update from here. You can manage from here. But with this version 25, it will allow you to do, like, if you have any I don't know why it's not available. Probably it's not available yet. Let's see, when is that feature available? Get a view app compatibility. That's another one. So this is December. Yeah, so it's not available. That's why you do not see it in my admin portal, because you could see I do have a PTE installed here. This dynamic ship analysis is PTE. That's per tenant extension, which means it wasn't installed from app stores. It's deployed by going to upload extension that way. Okay, so by doing that, so in this version 25, then even you upload the extension by doing it that way, and it allows you to use the admin portal to manage the app. You don't need to go to this specific client environment to do it. So it can allow you centrally manage. You can just upload from the admin portal. You don't need to go to client to do it, which is really nice. And also you will see in the admin portal if there's a future version need to be installed, if current version, available version, and then it will give you some analysis for the apps. Maybe this app, it will give you some details for if this app have any compatibility issue for the future upgraded version. It can provide you that information in the admin center. And also in the past, then you have to set up the notification recipients in order to receive those email notifications when Microsoft upgrade your Business Central SaaS to a higher version, major release. Then only the notification recipients set up here can receive the email notification. And in the release 25, they will have it available on the admin center. You will see, as long as you can log into the admin center, you can see those information for if when you upgrade, you will have any issues that those emails like you received in the past through emails. But now they will appear on the admin center for you to see it. And also there's some feature introduced for the job queue. And because in the past for the job queue entries, when it fails, Microsoft doesn't have a feature to send out the email notifications or even display smart notifications within Business Central to tell you the job failed. You have to just go to the job queue entries to monitor it yourself manually. And so that's why some implementations we are using some third-party SVs like a job queue alert, which can monitor all the job queue entries and send out email notifications when the job failed. Also if the job errored out, it can auto restart the job by itself if it's not a hot error, which cannot be fixed without human intervention. So, but in this release, Microsoft introduced a feature, it's in the assisted setup. So in the assisted setup, then if you just search job, then there's a setup job queue notification. If you're going through this wizard, then it will let you set up notify the users who initiates background tasks and notify these job queue notification administrators. These are the recipients. And then it can set up, you can set it up to, if you want to receive an in-product notification, which means when you log into Business Central, then it will display on the role center. There's a smart notification to tell you the job failed. And also you can enable control notification with business events. And so you can set it up immediate for each job entry. Once the job is filled, then you want to display that immediately, and you can set up after a threshold is reached out, then you want to receive it. You can do it that way. And also, so that's for the in-product notification. But you can also just receive the regular email notification. So this is a control notification with business events. So you can also only receive the email notification. And so that will help you when the job failed, then those recipients will receive a email notification, or they can receive on the role center, they can receive a smart notification like this. But this is not for the job queue. Just use this as an example. So that's a nice feature. And there's many, as I said, there's a feature related to the sustainability, because with the global warming and we need to help with the environment. Sustainability. Okay, so if you just search sustainability, there's a bunch of stuff. As I said, this is like another new module besides the subscription module. Then it's helping you to set up, you have to control your the greenhouse gas emission, and if you are doing, you have to pay for the carbon fee, then you can control those. So also because there's no detailed documentation for how to use it yet, we can wait for that come out, then dig more into it. So regarding the reporting improvement in this release, and so for fixed asset projects, there are some ad hoc analysis reports introduced. If you search ad hoc, so right now I only see the fixed assets ad hoc analysis. So this is like, that feature, you can turn on that analysis in most of the list views within Business Central. This is like that, but if you just go to your fixed assets and turn on analysis mode, then it only analyze that specific fixed asset table. But using this ad hoc analysis, it's already combining the fixed asset table with the other tables. It's already doing some table drawing and to provide this view. So like the fixed asset, location, class, subclass, depreciation book, all those other tables are combined all together to this one analysis view. And there are some features regarding the Power BI. So there's a bunch of Power BI reports has been embedded out of the box within Business Central with this release. Let's see how many of them. Report. Okay, so there's 14 finance, 12 sales, and blah blah blah. So in the past, you can only like create a Power BI report from Power BI service, powerbi.com, and then you can select those reports for them to show up in Business Central. But in this release, Microsoft created a bunch of those reports out of the box, and you can just it's embedded within Business Central. So we'll see how that looks. But because that feature also will be released later in October, I don't have it in here as a preview. So regarding the user experience, then you can there are some the key control, like if you don't like use your mouse, you want to use you like to use the keys, then you can press out, then you can see there's a bunch of keys coming out. And if I want to select the chart of accounts, I can use the press letter O on my keyboard, then it will display the chart of accounts. So those keys in this release, it doesn't matter in my settings which language you're setting up. Then when you pressing the Alt key on the keypad, then there's a different language support. It doesn't matter which language you're using, then you can use these shortcut keys from the keypad. And also, you can attach multiple files for this version now. So let's see if there's a posted sales invoices, and I want to attach some files to it. So I can open in the fact box, and we can go to the document. We can say upload files. Then let's give it a bunch of files. I'm just gonna drag 3 files there. Okay. Then you can see you can attach all of them together there. So that's for the user experience. It allows you to attach multiple attachments to the different list. And also, if you in the past when you try to resize the columns, you have to go to personalize. You have to personalize your view in order to do that. But in this release, you don't need to do it. You don't need to personalize in order to resize the columns within Business Central anymore, which is convenient. And another thing is the search. So let's say if I want to do a search for the items, and let's say I want to do a search for the London chair, right? So if I only know I want to search a London chair, then if I do that, you could see I have this drop down. I can click beside the search. Right now it's using the modern search, which means it's even like you're not doing the exact match. The search the keyword you're searching does not have the exact match, it will take it. But if you switch it to the legacy search in the past, in the previous version release, then you could see if you do not do the exact match, what the keyword you are searching does not have exact match, then there's no result. So it's just this modern search feature has been introduced. But all these are controlled in the feature management. And if you go to our feature management, you could see where's that? So there's a bunch of things already enabled, and like use optimized text search in list. This is that modern search feature. So this is auto enabled when you upgrade it to the Business Central 25 version, which is the release wave 2, 2024 release wave 2. So this is for that modern search. And another, you can see here, I missed this one. Another feature which is interesting, in the past when you do a Business Central implementation and you have warehouse people trying to post different things to the warehouse entries, and then mostly it will create a table lock because different people are trying to do the posting. But in this version, Microsoft introduced some sequence in the table, and so it will all follow that sequence. Even you have multiple users trying to post to warehouse entries, it will not lock the table anymore. But you need to enable this feature. So you do not need to do it manually. You can see when I just install this preview, created this preview sandbox, it automatically enable this. But if you are upgrading from Business Central version 24 to 25, probably you have to go to feature management to enable this. But it's a nice feature to avoid the table lock. So I think that's all the most impressive and interesting features I could see in this 2024 release wave 2 for Business Central. I hope this helps, and thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. I hope to see you guys again next time.